Good afternoon, everybody. I hope you're doing well. Today I'm going to talk about going off the carnivore diet. One of my last most frequent videos was what I eat on the carnivore diet and being on the carnivore diet. I had a very bad week last week, mental health wise. We had it's winter and I have winter depression, and we had I don't remember how many days. We hadn't seen sun for days. And then to top it off, we had severe dense fog. So we had more than just clouds. We had real gloom and doom, and it almost killed me. The day the sun came out was the last minute. Anyway, so I was having a lot of depression, a lot of anger because I had been on the carnivore diet for about 4 months. I had lost initially, but hadn't lost for 2 months. And I was eating less than 1,400 calories a day, and I was more physically active. So I was angry and having a lot of feelings because like I was about as depressed as you can get. And so I made the decision to go ahead and eat garbage with sugar and carbohydrates because I'd been craving all these things, and I thought, well, I'm just gonna go off the diet and eat some of these things that I've been craving. And so I did, and I expected to be very sick because on the carnivore diet you're not getting any sugar or any carbohydrates, and your system is pure and it's not affected by the poisons of sugar. And I, being a sugar addict, have even worse sugar reactions than most people. Sugar makes me very sick. It affects my mental health. It increases my depression. Why a person would ever eat sugar or candy again if they had, if they get physically ill and they go into the depths of hell mentally, why would they do that? I can't explain it because I can't explain addiction, but that is what happens to me. But I was surprised because, and I thought, especially going off the carnivore diet, all the people on the carnivore channels that cheated over Thanksgiving and Christmas told stories of how horrible they felt. And I thought, oh, I'm going to be so sick. The first day I was not that sick. When I started out eating candy. I didn't get that sick, which was odd because when I eat candy, I get sick. But because I had no sugar in my system, I guess it took a while for it to poison me. So I wasn't that sick at first. So that was a little bit of a surprise. I mean, I did feel yucky, but not, oh, all hell's going to break loose. That's not what happened initially. But then, of course, the sugar monster kicked in, and it's like if I start eating sugar, then I have to eat more often and feed, because the sugar levels dropping and lifting and stuff like that, the physical thing and stuff like that. But then I I had always thought, because I have trouble with gas really bad, or I have for years since my gastric bypass in 1987, I always thought that it was the bypass that made the gas, and that's what caused the problem, because I didn't have that problem before the gastric bypass surgery. But when I was on the carnivore diet, I did not have any gas problem. And as soon as I started eating the sugar, oh my God, I had horrible, 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 painful gas. I could literally feel gas cramps going through my whole body. And I had a few severe episodes of that. One badly enough 2 days later that I was like, this has got to stop. We have got to get back on that carnivore diet. We've got to get off this. We're going to quit this right now. But then as soon as I felt better and was craving sugar again, I haven't gone back on the carnivore diet yet. But so I was surprised I wasn't sick at first. And then again, I was severely sick. And since then, I keep pushing back the date. It was a Friday that I went off it. Initially, I was just supposed to go off it for a couple of days, be back on it before the next Monday, or certainly by the next Tuesday. Well, now it's the following Friday. So it's been a full week and I'm not back on it. And what I have been doing is I had been having so many, you fantasize about, oh, I want to eat that, or during the holiday season, oh, pumpkin, I want pumpkin stuff, give me pumpkin pie, or I was dying for spaghetti, or, I'm pretty much, a worker the other day made me pancakes because I'd been wanting pancakes. So, I've been eating all those things I thought I wanted. And interesting to me was at first, especially, nothing tasted good. All this stuff I'd been fantasizing, oh, I want to eat this, I want to eat that. I had been wanting bananas with peanut butter on them because that's one of my favorite things. They tasted horrible. I couldn't, it was like, oh, this is gross. So I don't know if that's because with the carnivore diet, your system gets so pure without the sugar and the carbohydrates poisoning you that things taste differently or what, but the peanut butter tasted horrible. It was no fun and stuff. So I even though I'm not back on it yet, I don't have a definitive date. Ideally, what I would like to see me do is the day before I actually go back on the carbohydrate diet, that I fast for a day, like fast for 24 hours and get my system clear of the sugar and the crap, because I do feel horrible. I feel extra tired. I mean, I have ongoing sleep problems, but I haven't gotten any sleep for days. I I I feel like I'm dying. I literally feel like I'm dying, and some of that is related to other things too, because the depression is still bad, and the pain level in my legs is still bad, and pain wears you down. But just the difference in how I felt on the carnivore diet, mentally and physically, was incomparable as far as how much better I felt. And so I am looking forward to being back on it. It's just not that easy when you're a sugar addict to say, I'm going to stop. And then, an hour or two later, you start going through that crazy, the sugar monster's like, feed me, feed me, feed me, give me something with sugar in it and stuff like that. So today is Friday, and I'm hoping over the weekend, ideally I would fast for 24 hours, but I don't see that happening because I am not a faster. I'm not one of those people who can do intermittent fasting. I just am not one of those people that works well. I would have to torture myself to force myself to fast. And I don't really like torturing myself. I mean, I do torture myself a lot, but not usually intentionally and stuff. But anyway, so look for my next video to see if I did get back on the carnivore diet. I need to, for one reason, I don't have money to buy buying a bunch of junk food, and physically and mentally, I just can't take this. I feel awful. And, okay, I wasn't losing weight, but I wasn't gaining weight. Whereas in the week since I've been off, I've gained between probably 11 and 15 pounds on the scale, because the scale just went, it didn't move for 2 months, it didn't go down, but boy, the second I started eating sugar and stuff, kaboom, it's been going up. And I feel every ounce, as if I did gain that much weight, and stuff like that. So that's my tale and what it's like when you do go off the carnivore diet. You do not feel good, and you do get sick because well, particularly if you're eating, like I was eating actual junk. I mean, candy and chocolate and things like that. I've been eating that type of stuff. Whereas I would imagine if you eat healthier fruits and vegetables that have carbohydrates, you're not going to get as severely sick as I did, but you're still going to feel it. Anyway, I hope you're having a great day, and I will see you next time. Thank you very much.